Good day. Today I'm going to teach you the seventh lesson of your first flight, Glimpses of India. There are three parts in this. Right now I'm going to teach you part one of this particular lesson, Glimpses of India. The first part is A Baker from Goa. It's written by Lucio Rodriguez. Now, we all know that bakery is a place where we enjoy our cakes, pastries, and also many other biscuit items. Now you might be thinking, ma'am, now lockdown is going on and you're tempting us. But yes, bakery plays an important role in all our lives. Yes? So, from where did this bakery come into India? A place where we used to have only chapatis, the wheat items. There came days where people started baking cakes, cookies, and many more delicacies. Bakery comes from the origin of Portuguese. Portuguese people brought these bakery items into India. This lesson actually reflects the strong Portuguese effects on the Goan culture. Goa is very famous even now for bakery. It testifies the fact that the ideologies of the political powers have lots of influence on people's life. When someone takes over us, rules over us, we try to follow what they tell us. Sometimes it's very beneficial, sometimes it's very hard and tough. Now, in this particular lesson, we will learn the cultures of Portuguese who brought into this bakery thing into our lives. The author is very nostalgic. That is, he starts remembering his olden days. He remembers his childhood days and has strong cultural ties with Goa. I have never visited Goa, but those who have might be knowing that there is a certain place, a bakery, a street, a baker's street in Goa, which gives such sweet smell of breads and cookies. I have read and I have heard about it. Do go and Google about it. In this extract, the author remembers his olden days in Goa. He says that the village baker occupies an important place in their life, and to say they were the most richest over there. Although with the passage of time, people do not eat much of bread, yet the village bakers are still there. Now, maybe many of them do not eat bread and stuff, but the bakers are still there in Goa. The Portuguese were famous for preparing the loaves of bread. Loaves are those separate kinds of pieces of bread, those are called as loaves of bread. Yes, so these Portuguese were famous for the loaves of sweet, soft bread. But the traditional work of the bakers can still be seen in Goa. The furnaces in which the bread was baked still exist. You have a different kind of furnaces where you have this hot fuming fire, where you have this oven kind of a thing where they bake the bread, not the little one which you have in your kitchen, but the big furnaces where loads and loaves of breads are prepared. Okay, the sound of the traditional baker's bamboo can be still heard. Someone in the baker's family still carries on the business and the tradition. So he says that now in Goa there might be not too many bakers, but still there are still few, and we can hear their work going on. The way they chop the bread pieces, the way they knead the dough. Yes, kneading means to mixing it. Okay, so all these sounds can be still heard if you are somewhere near to the village bakers. The author recalls the baker. He says that the baker used to visit the village twice. I don't know how many of you remember when you were very small. When I was small, the baker fellows, he used to bring all those moon cookies and all different kinds of cookies with him, and he used to sell. And it will be so sweet and so nice. We'll be waiting for the 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock when he starts hawking, when he starts shouting that he has got the biscuits. So even over here, the author says that he remembers those days when the baker used to come twice a day selling these breads and different kinds of cookies. Okay, so he says that the baker's bamboo stick was a special one. He used to hit the poles and everything, just like one just like one watchman who does that in the night. Yes, in the same way, to show that he has come, he has got rattling sound of a bamboo stick. Now, the author also remembers the sound of the bamboo stick. He says the sound of the bamboo stick comes like jang jang, okay, and he bangs the bamboo on the ground, okay. So with one hand the baker supported the basket of bread, and with the other hand he used to rattle the bamboo stick. So now he says that whenever someone came to him to buy bread, he placed the basket on the bamboo and he used to sell the items. The author and the others looked into the basket, what he has brought. Yes, every one of us, when we are a child, we are very curious to know what is there inside so that we can buy everything. Yes, so it was a fashion. Even now it is a fashion where we have this bread, rusk with the tea. Yes, so the author is saying that he is so fond of the bread items brought by the baker that he will not even wait to brush his teeth. He wants to keep the teeth on the bread. The village baker was especially important for all the occasions. Now, what do you mean by all the occasions? Whatever function happens in the house, if you do not have those bread items, in those days they used to consider them to be a waste function, okay. The villagers were much fond of the sweet bread known as bol. So you have different kinds of bread, like now we have one diet bread called wheat bread, then you have different millet bread, you have all different kinds of bread. In those days also people were very, very fond of a sweet bread which is called as bol, B-O-L, okay. So marriage gifts were meaningless without these sweet breads. So in those days they used to arrange in a basket the sweet cookies and all, and they used to present as the gift in marriages. Sandwiches, cakes and bolinas were a must for Christmas as well as for other festivals. So there are certain items which we do for Diwali, which we do for the other festivals, like that. In those days, if the bakery items are not placed for the festivals, the festival is not considered as one important one. So these were all made with the bread. He says that the presence of a baker's furnace was very essential in each village. So every bakery should have one furnace where they cook this bread. And on all the occasions, the villagers needed one or another type of cake which could be baked in the furnace. So one furnace is very, very important in the village, so that any function happens, the people used to order and those things were baked in that particular furnace. The baker or the bread seller wore a special peculiar dress. They have a separate chef kind of a dress. Bakers also have a separate kind of a dress. You might have seen those chef kind of a cap and all. They look perfect with that particular attire. It was known as the kabai, K-A-B-A-I. It was a single piece long frock, like you might have seen these shake kind of dresses, the long shake kind of dresses. In the same way they used to wear this. It reached down to his knees. It was like a frock, okay, the half frock which we wear near till the knees. During narrator's childhood, bakers wore trousers which were shorter than full length and longer than half pants, which are called like 3/4. Yes, even today if someone wears a half pant, he is said to be dressed like a baker. Like usually if some leggings is little up, no, if it is up above your feet, we call them like, why are you wearing like one rickshaw wala's pant? The same way in those days, if you wear a half pant or something like that, people used to compare and make fun, saying that you look like a baker. Are you a baker? Yes, the baker usually collected his bills at the end of the month. So he used to sell, like he was a regular person in the village, and he used to give it for credits. So you can imagine how rich they were, that they were selling items on credit. Yes, in the household, the baker's monthly accounts used to be recorded on some wall in pencil. Like nowadays they record the electricity bill on the walls, no? Like that, they used to record on each house, saying that this house has to pay me so much amount. Okay, baking was a profitable business in those days. The bakers used to be well off. Like I said, they were very, very rich. Their families never starved. That is, they were never hungry, because they always baked bread. Even if they were out of food also, they can bake a bread and eat. Their plump body showed that they were like jackfruits. You know how jackfruits are? So he's comparing the bakers to be like a jackfruit with that long frock of theirs, and they looked funny. Yes, but they played a very, very important role. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Please go through the lesson in the net. Otherwise, if you have a textbook, and enjoy the lesson even more, and try to bake some cake at home and have in this lockdown. Have a great day. Bye.